tricky because, I mean, if you take Tracer as a first pick, then it also means that Liquid can take Urel if they really feel that she has that priority and that power in the solo lane on Dragonshire. So I could see a Urel ban coming out of leftovers and let Genji go, but nope. Not high enough priority just yet. It's all about the Genji ban. And now the big question, yes, Tracer taken out, so that would lead us into an early Urel pick for leftovers for that top lane.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Yep. There she is.
All right, there we have it. Phoenix, an immediate lock-in, and Muradin. And now we talked a lot about Muradin and how powerful he is in the meta, and he was always strong on Dragonshire, so this is another case for Muradin just being absolutely in the face of opponents. You can just quickly jump between lanes as well. There's a lot of escape paths that you have. You can invade a lot of the camps, and you can, of course, also move into a shrine and out. Especially at the bot lane, for example, when your opponent takes a night camp, you have an easy escape path or an engage path where you can jump over. So Muradin is absolutely great here. Can set the storm bolts up. Very, very quick draft on both sides, especially the early bans and picks. Not really a surprise. The only thing that could have changed is, as we explained earlier, that Urel maybe even ends up in a ban position if one of the two teams would be willing to let go of either Genji or Tracer, just to not have to deal with that top lane.
Leftovers, however, I am enjoying their opening draft already. I mean, you have Urel in the top lane, who should be a nuisance and really kind of command respect there.
That's already it. That's where it stops. I already enjoy that draft. They have Urel.
Yeah, they have Urel.
Done.
That's good. And then Hanzo gives them the option level 4 when they move into Scatter Arrow to control the Giants at night camp, which is something that you need to do on this battleground, especially in that bottom lane. So their first two picks allow for them to do that. Team Liquid, of course, they have Muradin, who is the ultimate warrior, as you mentioned, in terms of just being able to play with your food, right? He's always in your face, and if you ever get in a position where you actually do threaten him, he's able to jump away from the fight. So Team Liquid should be able to at least match their opponent and at least be aggressive against them if they want to try and take away their Giants. But so far, Leftovers definitely have the tools here to be well equipped to control the map.
The Dehaka ban makes me smile. Leftovers were now in a situation where they were targeting the offlane. And, I mean, it's an obvious one for them to try and target here with their ban. But the thought process here is really, okay, what do we ban out? Blaze, still super powerful, extremely strong, had a great track record at mid-season Brawl. But Liquid has shown fantastic macro play, and we still have the Haka on the field, so let's make sure that they don't have a global in their hands that can completely ruin us. So, pretty good ban here by Leftovers. I really like it, especially targeting that macro aspect that Liquid has to their own playstyle.
Instead, we get Thrall in the top lane, which he's content to allow Urel to sit in the lane and, of course, continue to push in minion waves, and then he'll just be able to clear out and finish up the Echo of the Elements, which allow for him to poke and be pretty useful in those team fights, especially if he wants to move into that Earthquake, which is going to be helpful with Salvo here.
Exactly. So you look for the synergy with Phoenix again. You're trying to help him out to get even more damage out there. Leftovers now the last two picks. Okay, what's going to round that draft out? It is Mopsio on the front. So we have Johanna taken away from him, Muradin as well. We are still seeing a couple of main tanks that he's extremely happy with. One of them would, of course, be Diablo, who we've already seen in the previous game here. But what else can we see from Mopsio at this point?
Garrosh is up. You got a Malfurion.
Good point. Garrosh is up there as well.
Malfurion, Greymane comes in. Will it be the Garrosh? No, it is the Diablo.
Alright, the Lord of Terror himself once more. Frontline heavy tank for them here. And Malthael to target that specifically. So triple melee setup for Team Liquid here. Malthael for the last rites.
And now Thrall can be in the rotation if he wants to be. Malthael can hold against Urel, but not going to be in a spot where he straight up kills her. Interesting. What are you thinking about?
I'm just thinking a little bit about how they measure up here, especially with that triple front line that we now have on Liquid side. They can definitely work out. I mean, they have a lot of shielding there. And of course, the idea is pretty clear how you're trying to take Diablo down. I think for Diablo, the later stage of the game are going to be really annoying because once you have Thrall... I mean, Thrall can make the adjustment of level 16 to go into Alpha Wolf, and you already have your level 7, so you have you have all of a sudden 2 tools after level 16 where you can target the high hit point pool of Diablo to just get an initial burst, and it comes only from Thrall himself. Then you put any additional damage on him and try to finish off with last rites. Gonna be tricky to keep him alive through that when he's the focus. Just basically means you don't have to ignore the tank in these situations. You can actually, when he steps out, punish him for it immediately. So Liquid has a couple of great tools in the later stages to delete the front line of the leftovers.
Let's see if Diablo can stay alive. It is Mopsy there on that front line for leftovers. He'll be playing the Diablo. Linked on Malfurion, Boss on Urel, Blakitney on Greymane, and DAB. He'll be showing off Hanzo.
And on the other side of the map with a 2-0 lead in the best of 5, Team Liquid with Norok on Deckard, Kane, Arcana. Playing Phoenix, we see Eternal on Malthael, Spotbilly is on Muradin, and Hazops on Thrall. Now that's going to make for an interesting setup, because originally I really thought that that Thrall would be the one holding the top lane.
Yeah.
But it seems to be Malthael, since we have Eternal on him. Now they could of course still try and give Hazops a little bit of space at the top and send him onto the solo lane instead, to also work on his quest talent here. But he's the one who can follow up a bit easier on a Stormbolt from Muradin, and that might be the thought process here. Spotbilly on the other hand is the one who eats the damage in the initial brawl in the mid lane.
Eternal head to top lane. Team Liquid is poking where they can, trying to finish up the quest for Hasuab, as he was mentioning, at level 1. They'll be able to come online at level 10, when they get a little bit on the terrifying side. Of course, Sail Wildness in, Salvo, Earthquake, all great tools. That last rise, which is what we're assuming. I could actually see a world where maybe we go Tormented Souls if you are able to get a flank with Thrall, but I think I like the last rise way more here just because you want to be able to blow up Diablo. Yeah,
exactly. Against Diablo, I would definitely prefer it. I mean, again, there have been definitely instances where you can go into Tormented Souls instead. I'm not quite sure if this is the map for it. Infernal Shrines is something... any map where you can see a lot of heroes stacking in the same area is probably a bit better for that. But he has options. So the triple front line, that's something that can work out, especially if you now have a setup in which the Stormbolt is followed up by Thrall immediately. You get the Stormbolt in, you have the Wolf, and you get the damage output through. But we have now both of the teams with early on night camps. And that's something that Liquid and Dignitas actually pulled off as the first teams in Europe, prioritizing them extremely heavily. So both of the camps already taken by the teams here. And with Greymane at the top lane, you need to be careful, because once he gets on those structures, he is on a field day.
And with Urel backing him up, easily he can stay there a little bit longer too as she knocks him away. Hasuab goes in for the engage, but gets rooted. Takes some damage to the face. But Narok helping him out though with the scroll, he'd be able to be just fine as he backs up. We're all in the top lane, definitely going in a little bit more favor in Team Liquid because he got the defensive night camp. They clear up the offensive one coming in from leftovers, and they'll have that pushing soon.
Yeah, in the mid lane, the 2 tanks. This is a bit of a snail fight that we have there. Nothing's going to happen there for a long time. They should not fall. But we have that 2-1-2 setup now on the map from both teams. The double top lane, where Greymane is now retreating to the Nexus first. And yeah, with the setup that we are seeing, the control of both of those shrines ends up in the hands of Team Liquid, and we already have space created in the middle where Mopsio is trying to interrupt here. Barely gets that, but he needs to put himself in a really awkward spot to make it happen. So Leftovers under a lot of pressure in this early stage of the game.
They are, and Malthael's trying to hold the top lane. With that die alone too, he's actually putting some decent damage on Urel, but also sustaining through. Eventually though, Boss is going to try and continue to hold there. Greymane actually gets picked up as Nurok, like he was able to snipe him, may have landed that scroll on top of him.
Nurok exactly cut off his path of retreat and locked him into place as he was just about to escape. So Liquid ends up with kill number 1 in the game. 2-0 lead in the series as is. So right now the Leftovers in trouble. But they hold the 2 shrines for now. They buy some time for Greymane to get back into it. And the rotations are happening as Team Liquid is trying to reclaim the objective. Linked together with DAB now at the bot lane, still trying to hold that against Hazops and Nurok, and they are doing it a bit better at this point.
Yeah, looking over to the quest, it's already been finished up for a Thrall. Hasob's able to finish that up, so he'll be poking pretty well. Helps out with that wave clear, especially with Nurok backing him up. Make sure he's nice and protected. Constant tug-of-war between the 2 on shrines, but Mopsio wants to make a play. He comes in, goes in for the combo, tosses Hasu up behind him. Blakitney comes around, should be able to secure that kill, goes in for a couple auto attacks, and Nurok, unable to bring enough heals, will have a Thrall fall.
Job well done. Urel could hold the top for a bit longer. Malthael has taken the spot, and Urel is unwilling to jump in and delay it, since they already know that Liquid has several heroes in the mid lane that are not willing to give the Dragon Knight over at this point just yet. But we also saw Arcana move top, so he wanted to make sure that if Boss engages into anything here, that he can help out and put this into a 2 versus 1 situation.
Thermal sneaking around. Arcana hasn't been spotted yet.
Can always help out.
He still has a jump. Boom. She is so mobile. It's actually kind of annoying.
Annoying is a good word.
It's strong. That's what we should say. There we go.
We also have now the Steed taken So the mobility on the hero is just absolutely fantastic. You jump over that little bit of debris and then you immediately insta-mount and you just run away. So the gank potential against Urel at the top lane is, let's call it limited. Limited, strong. Words that we're using today. Talking about strong auto attacks coming from Liquidney as they're putting Sport Billy to half health. But with the Liquid's rotations are really good at this point. They are always knowing, okay, where can we get value? Can Malthael reclaim the top shrine against Urel? Probably not. Is there a wave that we have to take? No. So let's go straight into the middle, turn this into a 2 versus 3, push them back, get some free damage in, and maybe we can even confirm a kill before Malthael has to go back up top to collect the experience. Yeah, they're just delaying until 10. Ooh, hang on though. Probably getting locked down here in the middle. He still has to be able to. Should be able to get out, especially with Arcane helping him out. Now, the control has gone over to the leftovers, but with a Deckard wrestling it back in the bottom lane with Thrall, they should be able to grab it. But Mobsteel making a play for Deckard Kane here. He's actually rotating straight down the bottom right. He goes for a combo, and he puts some damage there. Hanzo trying to find the kill, but Nurok, tanky enough, able to escape. Yeah, the old man once again retreating. Liquid still with the lead in experience, but it's that constant pressure on the objective where the leftovers are currently doing a decent job trying to secure themselves an objective. And if they get it, that would be great because they would go to level 10 a bit faster. But Arcana is now claiming camp. Same, by the way, happening for leftovers on their side with Hanzo and Malfurion. So yeah, pretty even game. A kill for a kill so far. Both of them on even experience. Leftovers just showing again that they are, at least in the early and mid game, able to just stay up, stay, I don't want to say ahead of Team Liquid, even though sometimes they are the ones to put on the pressure, but they're at least able to keep up with them. They're able to stay in the fight. That's for sure. They don't get knocked out early. They hold on until the mid-game. That's where Team Liquid so far has been getting the lead. But maybe that will change here for Dragon Chariot. In fact, they needed to change. DAB taking some pressure here as Arcaner jumps over the wall to try and get a kill. They won't get DAB, but they are able to clear out the Giants, which means they can have their own Giants pushing in, which will allow for them to make a play here for the Dragon if they can have Malthael take up the top side. But Mobsteel continues to lurk in the shadows, willing to delay that. But now we have a slight advantage for leftovers on the top lane. And this is for the first time where there's a slight imbalance. And that is now forcing something out of Liquid. They have to react to this. And they are rotating top. Now there's 3 heroes trying to gank. Poteboss goes in, immediately mounts up. And that's exactly that escape potential that we've talked about earlier when we were mentioning Urel. Now, again, they are holding both of the shrines. Nurok transitions mid lane to help out Sport Billy so that they can make sure they're not going to lose out on that. But with that space created, leftovers now take the night camp at the bot lane. So they take top. They wait until Liquid rotates. Once they see 3 heroes topside, they know that they can go and take the night camp towards the bottom. So they're currently trying to continuously create imbalances on the map where they are having advantages that force Team Liquid to react. So they have taken the active role in the game. But Thorn comes over though. If he can get a couple procs of Dialon and last Rice, they can get this kill, and they do. The idea of taking out Diablo finally happens there. Even Dragon Zero coming out from leftovers to try and keep him alive. But it's too late. And we talked about these quick rotations from Liquid, and that is what they result in. Earlier, it was only free damage that you got on certain heroes, but now it gets rewarded by them taking Diablo down. And he, of course, is back in the game, but he lost the souls. Now, they at least got some value at the bot lane. The wall is now gone. That means that, in experience, Liquid is still not too far ahead, even though they got that extra kill. But taking the structures down was definitely worth it. Now, we have, again, both shrines taken, putting the pressure on Liquid to reclaim one of them. And Muradin is starting to rotate in, but this time he might be a little bit too far out. Gets through, gets attacked, has to pop his avatar. And just as the silence comes through, Link a little bit too late on the Twilight Dream to drop Sport Billy. Yeah, the avatar saved his life. He popped it immediately knowing that he'd be the focus here. And now he just gets healed up, and he'll be waiting for his trade to prop in, and also the heals coming from Deckard Kane. But a lot used there from leftovers, trying to find that kill. That Twilight Dream in particular going to allow for Team Liquid to be a little bit more aggressive in their next engagement, if they can get it in the next minute. Yeah, that was a really annoying spot for leftovers to be in. The Twilight Dream just comes through half a second after Avatar is activated, and that's all that Billy needed to get away from this. They're trying to make the play again and rooting him down. This time he doesn't have Avatar ready. But great play here, once again, by Liquid, especially Nurok with the stay a while. Listen, the turnaround attempt. DAB is down. Thrall taking him apart. Here comes the last rights on Mopsio. They can get the kill maybe in the second attempt to go for him. Mopsio is low, trying to get away here. is keeping himself alive for a long time thanks to his talent build, but he's just not able to sustain himself through the entirety of this battle. So he goes down as the second victim. Liquid picking up 4 kills in total against the 1 on the side of the leftovers.
That was such an incredible bait from Team Liquid. Sport Billy coming here on the left side, knowing there was 3 in the middle, using his jump early to entice the leftovers to go for the engage. Nurok sitting behind a turret to walk up and drop the stay a while listen. And meanwhile, Arcana in the top right corner moving in with a salvo. Team Liquid finds the kills, and now they get rewarded with a dragon because of it.
And they also walk away with a pretty significant lead here. They're more than a level ahead at this point, and the Dragon Knight is still on 70% HP. So leftovers are trying to get something done at the top lane. Now, first of all, they have to defend, but they're also looking to see if they can maybe get a kill. And Polyboss walks straight into Sport Billy, but he is Urel, so he can easily walk away from this. The Dragon Knight still active, gets the fort in the middle, and Liquid is just looking very powerful here once again.
They'll be able to get this well here. Hang on, arrow comes out though. Leftovers want to make a play. It doesn't go in. Polyboss wants to start moving in, but stay a while, listen, will lock down Mopsia, making sure that Team Liquid does not get engaged upon. They realize, okay, if we allow for them to fight in the top right, there is a chance that we lose this. Let's just go ahead and you stay a while, listen, and we'll let the Dragon push in the bottom lane. Hosselops gets a quarter of that fort, does some decent damage, and gets a little bit more experience too.
There's, again, a lot of scenarios where you can just think about, okay, what if?
Yeah.
What if that Twilight Dream earlier would have connected against Sport Billy? That could have led to the first Dragon Knight in the hands of leftovers and them starting to get the lead here. But again, it doesn't matter at the end of the day if you're close. The question is, can you hack it? Can you actually make it happen? And so far, Liquid, they are the ones who just have these on-point plays. When it's needed, they are there, they press the right buttons, they get the kills, they bait their opponent, and they invest the resources and are patient when they have to be. So, very good play from Liquid. Leftovers, they show a lot of potential here, but now they are once again behind and have to somehow try and play against an opponent who has the talent advantage. Very early Avatar here.
Yeah, he was expecting that Twilight Dream again. Saw 3 there. Didn't come out this time, but he's able to get the engage and go straight for the kidney. Last right comes out, it will connect. Hosselops takes the damage here, trying to sustain through the earthquake. Nurok can't keep him alive, but he goes for the stay a while, listen over the wall, and that means Mopsia will fall. Sport Billy comes in for another Storm Bolt, but Polyboss is able to drop down this Divine Steed and get away. But the main story, look in the top lane. This camp is starting to push in. There's a camp in the bottom lane too, so leftovers will need to clear that out.
Yeah, Polyboss was nearly caught here, but he used the Divine Pick to rush out of the attack. They still got the kill against Thrall, so that's something. They get a bit of a bonus thanks to them being 2 or 1.5 levels behind here. But for leftovers, this is still starting to snowball out of position. Liquid holds on to every single spot on the map. Leftovers have now already lost the one in the middle. They're about to lose the one at the top. And Polyboss is also looking not really too healthy anymore. Great body blocks from Eternal, and he confirms the kill. Also another one as Hanzo gets obliterated by Phoenix ult. And this is just Liquid, again, playing perfectly when they are ahead. They don't give you anything that you can exploit. They make the great rotations happen that give them a lot of value. They now took the fort at the top lane. They still have the lane pushing thanks to the camp. Sport Billy under attack, but still staying safe enough to escape here. And Liquid controls the entire map.
And they have room to make a instant DK happen here. Still 10 seconds before we have Hanzo back on the field, or even Urel. So Team Liquid grabs the bottom shrine, Mountfield to the top. They're even starting the night camp as well, so they can have all lanes pushed in. Team Liquid making a power play here to put their opponents on the back foot and maybe grab a keep here.
Yeah, they camp at the bot lane also. I mean, Liquid, you just have to look at the minimap and you realize that Liquid is in full control here. They had a double camp pushing the top, they had a camp pushing the bot lane, and now they are moving in again with another night camp. So right now they have that Dragon Knight, they have the night camp, that means they can rely on the spell aura. Dragon Knight is going to wait for the minions to move in and the camp to move in, only poking with the flame breath. And this is actually terrifying what we're seeing here. Even with the talent that Leftovers just picked up, if you have the aura as well, the spell aura, then you know you're in trouble when that Dragon Knight starts to move in.
There it is moving in. Tower's cleaned up, arrow comes out, connects with the dragon, not hitting Arcana, which was the main focus. Sport Billy on the backside is making sure that Polyboss can't come in and get the flank that he wants. Eventually, however, he steps up, Mopsio goes in, goes straight in for Arcana. Arcana teleports out, turns around, drops a little bit of damage as well, and with the Lightning Breath being used, Team Liquid needs to kite away, but look at Link. He's coming in for a big flame with a root and a Twilight Dream. However, with Polyboss getting low on health, he had to come back around. Can he save Pody? He cannot, and he falls.
And Urel can actually die.
Wow.
Confirmed in the game here, Urel down, and Hanzo also dead. Yeah, they're already going for the beast. They know this is basically over. If Liquid doesn't screw up here, they should be able to clutch out a victory once again. We have a 5 versus 3 situation. Here comes the stay a while and listen, stay a while and get wrecked. The salvo comes in. Blake Kidney is down. They go for Link. They go for Diablo. The shield's already gone on the core as Team Liquid is looking to end this with a 3-0 against the leftovers.
So they should be able to get it. Mopsio doing everything in his power here to stop it. Chasing Hasuabs around. Gets him against the wall. Still doesn't get the kill thanks to potions coming out. Finally, they bring in the final death blow. But the core, as you mentioned, continues to be taken out. Auto attack after auto attack. And leftovers fall to Team Liquid as they get a 3-0 over them.
GG, well played. Liquid dominant here today. Second map, definitely the closest that we've seen between the two teams. But Liquid, again, very, very impressive.
Yeah. Team Liquid seems to be in full control. Game 2 and game number 3, even when they were behind, it still felt like they had this sense of, we're here, and we actually are controlling the map a little bit better than you, and we know when our power spike is, and they were able to secure a kill. Game number 3, though, is where it seemed to really hit all of the cogs in the machine as they were able to get that big win on Dragonshire.
Leftovers, again, look good today. A lot of moments where they could have maybe taken the map, could have done a little bit better. Liquid is a tough opponent to go up against, and if Leftovers stay consistent in the way they play right now, then they should have a lot of an easier time against other teams that don't find themselves in the top 4 at this moment. So definitely something that we can take from the series. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't take a map, so that's going to be maybe a bit of a problem once we are going towards the Western Clash and also towards BlizzCon if they were hoping to secure a spot there somewhere. But for Liquid, they are doing extremely well. This is the 3rd game that they play. They're 3-0 right now. They're taking the top spot here still, and they are looking stronger and stronger every week.
I wanted to show you that bait that we actually had in the middle of the map where Muradin was actually jumping into the middle of 3 targets to look like he could have gotten picked off. So you see Sport Billy here in the top left corner, and he realizes everyone around him, but look at the minimap in the back right corner. It's a big concave, but it's a concave that will shrink quickly as the game is played out. You see Sport Billy, he uses jump, which says, okay, Link, Kidney, jump on me. Mopsio even comes in, but Decker Kame is rotating around the map. So let's go ahead and play it through and watch it, Sport Billy.
He's moonwalking.
He's just walking. He's showing everybody here. He's like, listen, I'm here. He uses his jump early. That's not something that a Muradin would normally do, but it's something that you will pounce on if you see a tank do that. He drops down, the immediate thunderclap, but Nurok steps up and gets a big stay a while and listen. And look at Arcaner coming from the top right corner, Malthair rotating, Thrall as well on the bottom side, looking for this fight. I love that play there from Sport Billy, and it allowed for them to get a couple of kills and eventually get the dragon.
I'm not so sure if that was actually intended.
That was a bait, 100%. I'm going to ask if that was intended, because you don't just randomly jump in the middle of the map, especially if you don't know where Diablo's at. And he's in that bush in that top right corner. They were trying to get Greymane to pounce in.
I don't think that was a random jump. There was a, oh hell, I need to get out of here.
No, that was a bait.
It was
100%.
It was a fantastic reaction of Team Liquid that everybody was on the same page and started to move in.
We're going to ask and find out. I want to know.
That was never
know.
Was that a calculated bait.
I'm going to say that was calculated.
It's like Nurok stands there. It's like, okay, you are like if I start walking now, I'm going to be there in time to just barely drop the steering wheel and listen. They're going to be just on the edge of it, but it should connect. Billy, if you jump on my mark. Billy, 1, 2, never.
It sounds like it. That sounds perfect. That sounds like perfect comms.
It was great team play, but I don't think it was an intentional bait.
I don't know. What do you guys think at home? Do you think it was a bait? Do you think it was Sport Billy messing up? I don't know, man. That middle jump in the middle, I don't know. It looked a little like it's something like, please come get me. We have Nurok on the way to move in for that combo.
What else do you want him to do?
I mean, you just keep walking.
Try to run away.
Against a Greymane and a Malf, you know you can get out of that. Like, if you get rooted, sure.
If that Greymane jumps on you, you could actually fall.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to agree to disagree with you on this. We'll have to ask him in the interview. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's probably going to be Hostile Ops that's going to be coming on here for the interview. He's usually the one that shows up for Team Liquid, and he'll let us know the truth because he's always honest.
Of course he's honest. He's German.
Yeah?
That actually didn't make any sense, but I like that you agreed with me anyways.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, you never lied to me, and you're my only German that I have in life, so. Huh? Wait a minute. What have you lied to me about?
You remember when you brought me that cookie and you thought it was delicious?
That was an amazing cookie. That was an amazing cookie. I'm serious.
The Swedish cookies are still the best. IKEA cookies.
Long story short, we had cookies in Sweden that he thought were amazing. I brought him a better cookie, and he said it was good, so I know it was
You can ask him. He knows too.
We have Hasuabs here. Hasuabs, congratulations on your 3-0 victory. I have to ask you a question because Caldor and I are in the middle of a debate. Sport Billy in the middle of the map. Had a situation.
He's so confused.
I have to ask you
Okay,
this.
what?
In the middle of Dragonshire, there was a situation where Sport Billy jumped in the middle and Nurok came up and got to stay a while and listen. Was that a pre-planned bait, or was that a situation where Sport Billy was in trouble, but your guys' teamwork were able to get you through and get you a victory?
Was it the moment where Billy popped Avatar like preemptively?
No. That was the one where he was in the middle map right before the dragon was grabbed, your first dragon, right before there where Nurok came in and got to stay a while and listen.
So just to paint the picture. Just to paint the picture.
Probably not planned, actually.
There we go. Yes. Thank you.
You can talk to Calidor.
But I'm not 100% sure about this. Wait, we can see the footage,
Yeah.
right?
See, was this pre-planned? He jumped
Never
out
ever.
and
Look
Nurok's
at
coming
that
over.
Mini-map. That isn't planned. Look at that mini-map. There is a
Nurok's coming up for the stay a while and listen.
It's a great reaction to the situation, but it's never that they
Let
like,
Hasu talk.
jump there.
So it is not planned, but what's true is that the communication was very clear. Like Billy said that.
That's exactly what I
he
said.
is
Don't
fine,
act like you
quote
just
unquote.
won.
Okay.
And
So
Deckard will get a good sleep here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of both.
we are actually all coming in.
No.
So we both.
No. Don't try to turn this around right now.
All right, Calidor, go ahead and take over the interview. I'm gonna go over here and pout.
He's pouting right now. Great job.
That's okay.
Thank
you very much.
Danke für die Rückendeckung hier.
Also,
That being said, you guys look just better and better. But talk to me a bit about Infernal. That was the one map where you guys were, I want to say, struggling a bit in the team fights. You didn't really have as much objective control as we originally thought, especially with you also running Alexstrasza for Dragon Queen. So in kills later on, you were looking at 6 kills against 12, but you still won the important ones. How was the communication in this game, and when was the decision made that with the Punisher that you won, you actually had to go through both Fort Keep and then go for core to close the game out?
So I think our draft should actually provide enough shrine clear and should be strong enough on the shrine to actually win it, but we misplayed the early game. Like I think Eternal got picked off on the very first shrine, and then they started to snowball. They always had the talent lead going into the shrines. Even on 20, in voice we called we have to all in this one, but they already had 30 skulls. We just turned 20 in the fight, and then we somehow, like we die, but we get a kill. So we were able to save our core. They didn't even go for core, but the whole game we were chasing from behind. And when we finally got the same talent tier fight in the middle, we still misplayed because Eternal didn't get off his hardened shield on Sonya, but we somehow clutched the fight afterwards. And then with Hammer you can go for core, and we had the feeling it works because I think we picked off Phoenix right before, around the mid keep, and then we just called we can go for core here. It was very, very close, but I think the decision was the correct one.
Okay, so it was a decision where you just said we have an opportunity. It was not so that you felt forced to need to end it now because you said, okay, this game isn't going our way. So bit of both.
No. I think no. Like we felt the moment we have the same talent here, we can actually just win every team fight with the draft we had. But it was a good opportunity to go for core. The Punisher was still alive, and Phoenix died just before, so we felt this should work. Because Hammer is pretty good on the core.
I actually really like the combo with the Hanzo's arrow into the BFG. I think that surprised them on the first fight as well, since you hit a triple there, so that was pretty brutal. Did you expect them to be that strong? I mean, it felt from our perspective that Leftovers struggled with some of the decision-making on some of the maps. Volskaya, they get an early lead against you, and then they take a fight that wasn't maybe quite necessary, and all of a sudden they stagger deaths and are too aggressive, and you guys punish it perfectly. But did you expect them to be as strong in these early game situations as they presented themselves today?
It's always very hard to win against Mopsio, so I kind of expected it to be a hard game. And I agree, they are super aggressive. Like, each one of them is doing things that you might not expect, and it can work out, but it also can get punished really hard if they don't get the kill right away or the good initiation. Like, we've seen that on Volskaya, where they contested the healing camp, and even on bottom keep later on, 2 of them started the fight, like 2v5 or something. They are very, very aggressive, and I think if they don't get the right initiation, then it's possible to punish them very hard.
Okay.
But they look good, like much better than last phase.
I have one more question for you before I let you go. I read a comment after, I think it was last week's matches, where someone said, I hate Team Liquid. They give me hope every time at the beginning of the season, and then they falter at some point. Are you going to show the consistency that brings you guys not only to the Western Clash or to BlizzCon now, because you're on the perfect trajectory for it? You look great every week. It looks just more crisp. You had some problems with macro game in your first games, and now that's completely gone. That's where you dominate, actually. Are we going to see the Team Liquid of old that just is establishing themselves up at the top and dominates, or are you guys going back into that little slump? Are you afraid of that? Is that something you guys talk about?
Actually, no. So I saw the comment as well, and actually, this is the iteration of the team where I'm not scared at all that someone would start to panic or lose his nerves again. Because I don't know, but we are in a very, very good shape right now, mentally and in-game as well. And the practice goes very well, even a bit better than the tournament games. So we're still trying to convert the practice games into tournaments to look at even more clean. But we have 3-0. Today we won 3-0, so obviously very, very happy with this. And the answer is no, we will not fall back into this hole.
All right, happy to hear it, and hope to see you guys perform on the same level in the next few games. So good luck for the future.
I am also looking forward to you beating the Liquid curse. I'm definitely cheering for you. Let's go ahead and talk about the next matchup that's coming, actually, which is Zealots versus Granite. You'll be facing off against Zealots next week, but I want to know your insights about the next matchup coming our way. Who do you think wins between Zealots or Granite?
Man, that's a grudge match, actually. Like, Zealots really have to prove themselves after losing the first 2 sets, and Granite is for sure the underdog. Like, if I have to call a winner here, I think it's Zealots, but they didn't look too good in the first 2 matches, and I think they still struggle. They did improve according to the scrim results and so on, but I think Granite has a chance, but I believe Zealots will take their first win today.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to it. I'm going to go ahead and let you go so you can prepare for your match next week, but of course the floor is yours for shoutouts.
Thank you very much for the people that are tuning in, cheering for us. Shout out to the Liquid guys in Discord. They always having a viewing party there. Thanks to Team Liquid, the partners and sponsors, and see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Congratulations to Team Liquid. They get a victory today over the Leftovers, a 3-0. Leftovers, as you mentioned, continue to look strong, but they got to get wins, man.
Yeah.
Need some victories for them.
They definitely need to get a few of those. And we have 2 more teams coming up that are in the same boat, because that's also applicable to Zealots and to Granite Gaming. Actually, Leftovers is even a bit ahead of them since they already have a victory. And as it happens, that victory was against the Zealots. So right now, the Zealots, as we heard from Houseups, they need a win, and they need to make it happen against Granite Gaming.
Well, that match is coming up next. We'll be right back after this commercial break. This is the HGC, and it was a bait.
It wasn't.
Hana trying to hold the point while Thurno goes for a flank. He gets in the back line and goes for a big knockback as well. Arcaner has to step up, but he's done with Diablo here on the front line. Bunker being used by Leftovers to stay alive. Big jump promotion coming out. However, at the same time, Phoenix gets picked.
Yeah, and they're going completely wrecked here. Malfurion goes down, Phoenix and Blaze are dead as well. We're fighting against the Protector, that's an issue. The slow is there, and Mopsio is in trouble. Moves away, but he's going to fall eventually once the thing goes out of the bunker. Is trying to escape, but the Protector shows no mercy there. The souls are gone, he goes down. Mopsio over chasing for Urel. He allowed that turnaround, and now we have Blaze dying to double kill.
Another control point. Team Liquid, if they can take more forts here, can play for 20.
Yeah, and they're going to try to. Link is already getting wrecked here. He's down. And currently Leftovers are falling apart. They're showing a severe lack of discipline at this point. It's not going to be a problem for her anymore at all. So that's going to synergize with her sustain that she gets granted from Tesla and the damage to Manticore. And again, Liquid is not even waiting. With a level 20, they go in, they drop Maiev, they drop Blaze, and they are absolutely tracking Leftovers right now, up at the top.
Poor Billy, tossing around Mopsio. Arrow comes out. There will be a 3-man
Hammer.
Sonya's flanking around. The BFG connects with 2, 3, 4. Here comes the third off the side. He wants to land a spear here on someone important. Can't get the DAB, so he turns around and pony bus. And a Thurno gets a kill. But the cleansing flame, the dragon soaring above.
Here comes the arrow. Only hitting 1. BFG is not going to be used in this case now, so this is an opportunity for Leftovers to put their own combo to the test.
They're going straight for DAB, stay wireless and hits on the backside, but unstoppable for Diablo, keep him alive. However, Murden finds a kill on Hanzo, so no arrows coming out. Thurno trying to do what he can on the back line, but he's being controlled.
The Punisher is also there, and he's going to jump pretty soon. DAB, there's his 20 that procs, but they might still get the kill. Not quite, as Deckard keeps him alive. Hammer is already gone. The Punisher taking her out, and Thurnal is fighting to take at least Phoenix with him, but it's not really happening. Mopsio jumps back in, the Punisher still on the way. DAB is finally falling, about time, but Nurok is dead. Alex Straza gone, and Sport Billy the next target. for the leftovers as they are going in deep. The Avatar is activated, and that's all that really needed to get away from this. They're trying to make the play again and rooting him down. This time he doesn't have Avatar ready, but great play here once again by Liquid, especially Nuruk with the stay in while. Listen, the turnaround attempt. DAB is down. Brawl taking him apart. Here comes the last rights on Mopsio. They can get the kill maybe in the second attempt. Go for him. Mopsio is low, trying to get away here. He's keeping himself alive for a long time thanks to his talent build, but they're already going for the then you know this is basically over. If Liquid doesn't screw up here, they should be able to clutch out a victory once again. We have a 5 versus 3 situation. Here comes the stay a while and listen, stay a while and get wrecked. The salvo comes in. Play Kidney is down. They go for Link, they go for Diablo. The shields are already gone on the core as Team Liquid is looking to end this with a 3-0 against the leftovers.
They should be able to get it. Mopsio doing everything in his power here to stop it. Chasing Hasu up around, gets him against the wall. Still doesn't get the kill thanks to potions coming out. Finally, they bring in the final death blow, but the core, as you mentioned, continues to be taken out. Auto attack after auto attack, and leftovers fall.
We have forgotten what makes us strong.
Keep up with your favorite players and teams on the official HGC website for desktop and mobile. Stats, archived matches, and everything you need to stay up to date with the global Heroes of the Storm Esports League. Watch live on game days and upgrade your Heroes of the Storm knowledge. 2018 promises to be the best year yet. Look for expanded statistics, enhanced viewing experiences, and more on your home for the HGC.